Hello everyone. In this module 14, we are going to learn about the social development from infancy to adolescence. After completion of this module, you will be able to know about the social development and the characteristics of social development from infancy to adolescence, and also you may know about the characteristics of or importance of social development from the infancy to adolescence. Okay, let's see the social development. That the social development process is a gradual progress. So the social development takes place gradually, and being a person is not innate. So being a person is not innate. It must be learned. The newborn infant exhibits little or no social activity. The newborn infant exhibits little or no social activity. So it is concerned with the satisfaction of bodily needs. So it is concerned with the satisfaction of bodily needs. At birth, it is a non-gregarious, and the I feeling alone appears to be dominant. Even about the 4 week of the infant stares at faces closely, and a few weeks later want to the picked up. So the first significant attachment behavior of the infant is recognition of its mothers, and gradually these social interaction circles widens to include the members of the family, and we feelings are emerged. So that initially at the time of baby birth, I feeling only appears, and after that they interact with the mother towards the family members, then the we feeling is appears. Okay, then next, the yearly play activities of very young children are solitary play. The yearly activities of very young children are solitary play. Later on, it becomes a parallel play. So each child in a group of playing in its way. So that each child in group of playing in its way. So the only by about the age of 2, the children shows the desire to cooperate with others in a group members. So group play. So that the only after the 2 years the child shows the desire and cooperate with the group play. Thus the early childhood is a pre-gang stage. That the early childhood is called as the pre-gang stage and of social development, but childhood is the gang stage. The childhood is the gang stage, and when playmates have an activity or role of accelerating social development. So when the playmates have an active role in accelerating the social activities and social development. So no sex differences are felt at this stage. So this is the assimilating socializing experiences through direct imitations to the pattern of other children, and by the spontaneous reaction of the things which they do or to situations are created. So the social behavior they are developed during the childhood are rarely, and aggression and cooperation, sympathy, empathy, and social approval and certain social prejudice are imbibed from adult. So notations of proper and improper social behavior gradually is developed. Okay, so that the later childhood period, it's marked by the maximum social adjustment in the changeable and variable of social world, making a pseudo maturity. So that maximum social adjustment in the changeable and variable world, making a level of pseudo maturity. So through this the child stay away from his home now for considerable amount of time. The importance of paternal affections and continuous to be undiminished. Okay, the adolescence is marked by the sex consciousness in social relations. The adolescents of different sex try to mutually attach to each other. So, but the relationship between the boys and girls are not very well defined during the early adolescence, resulting in a lot of embarrassments in the behavior of youth. So that popularity and unpopularity plays a vital part of adolescence adjustment. The self-assertiveness and social insights and social competence and social discriminations are snobbishness are all seen emerging during the later adolescence, and ultimately that adult social patterns and factors in socializations and peer group culture are dominant. So this may sometimes lead to an antisocial or delinquent behavior, and if not guided and properly sublimated. Okay, so if the during the period the adolescents sometimes lead to the antisocial or delinquent behavior if not guided and properly sublimated. Okay, and next one is the development psychologists have listed certain social characteristics of children at different stages of development. That preschool children have one or two friends, but change their friends easily and they are socially flexible. And the play groups at this stage are small and loosely organized. Quarrels are frequent but are the short durations and quickly forgotten. And dramatic play is a frequent, and awareness of sex roles being at this stage. And the primary classes of children appear to be more selective in their choice of friends and like organized games, and quarrels and still frequent, and the words are more often used, the physical aggressions and competitions and boasting are often seen in boys and girls, so different interest both in work and play. And during the elementary grades, the gang influence become a powerful. During the elementary grades, the gang influence become a powerful. That interest of boys and girls are more divergent. That the interest of boys and girls become a more divergent. The team games are more popular. That the team games are more popular. During the adolescence, pure group or dominance becomes more pronounced, and the concerns for opposite sex increases. At the end of adolescence, adult social patterns came out. Okay, so during the adolescence of pure group dominance is become a more pronounced, and concerns for opposite sex increases, and at the end of the adolescence that the adult social patterns come out. Okay, I hope upcoming video will help to understanding the more concept about the social development of infancy to adolescence. Let's see the video.
Children go through significant changes in their social development. The most drastic and important stage of social development occurs in the first 2 years after birth. Social development involves the values, knowledge, and skills that allow children to relate and interact with others. During this period, children are learning from their caregivers and exploring new social relationships. In this video, we will be discussing some of the major milestones you can expect from your child as they continue to develop and interact with the world around them. It is important to note that these are not strict timelines, rather a general trend of progression. Each child is unique and will most likely develop at their own pace. In the first 6 months, your baby will begin to develop rapidly. By the second month, your baby will be watching and listening to people around them, observing their reactions and studying their faces. By the third month, your baby will already be smiling broadly and laughing out loud. Around this time, you will find that your baby has their own way of telling you if they are hungry or in pain, whether it be by crying, whimpering, or something else. It is important to pick up the signals your baby is giving you. Research shows that comforting a baby's fussiness quickly and consistently in the first 6 months can reduce how demanding the baby will be when they grow up. Each baby is unique, and a lot of their personality can be seen by the 4th month. Some babies are quiet and shy, while others are more loud and assertive. Experts recommend adapting your parenting style to your baby's personality. For example, a quiet baby might not necessarily mean a happy baby. It just might mean that the baby is not expressing their true feelings and might require extra attention and care. Other ways you can help your child's development include maintaining skin-to-skin contact with your newborn, quickly responding to their crying, and cuddling with your baby. Between the 7th to 12th month, your baby will start to become active with the world. Your baby will be openly laughing, babbling, and consistently moving around. This is a critical time for your baby to develop their language skills, so it is important to talk and read to your baby. Your baby will be crawling everywhere, sitting on their own, and grabbing onto things to hold themselves up. It is very normal for a child to feel dependent on their family member or caregiver during this time. Therefore, it is common for a child to develop separation anxiety during this period in development. Although it can be scary, separation anxiety is a completely normal thing in a child's development and tends to go away. By the age of 12 to 18 months, your child has begun to develop a defined view of their social world and are comfortable with separating from their parents for brief periods of time. Their sense of self now allows them to identify themselves in the mirror or pictures, as well as show a preference for familiar people and places. They have a very egocentric perspective and love being the center of attention, but this will also mean that it will be difficult for them to play with others. At this point, you should not try to force your toddler to play with other kids, but allow them to play independently. It is still important, however, that you give them the opportunity to at least play beside children of similar age so that they start becoming accustomed to the idea. Your child will now also demonstrate the concept of possession over their own toys while also showing an aversion to the idea of sharing these toys with other children. It will be you that must play with your child in order to teach them about sharing. Another development is that your child will begin to start imitating others, particularly in terms of copying adult activities like driving a car, reading, or cooking. At 18 to 24 months, your child is now more comfortable playing in the presence of others, and this form of socialization is an important part of their development. By this point, your toddler should be able to say their own name, so you should take the opportunity to introduce them to other playmates while taking note of these interactions. Their concept of ownership is now more prominent than before, which means that they will still shy away from sharing and may hit or push other children who touch their toys. You should try to minimize the conflict and explain to your child that it is okay for others to have a turn, and say things like, "It is still your toy." Their egocentric view often means that they are not aware of how much they can hurt another child, so it is important that you stop any cases of physical aggression and instruct them not to hit others. By now, your child's imitation skill will also have greatly developed and will manifest as a desire to be helpful, often by trying to copy their parents while completing household chores. Make sure to encourage this by allowing them to assist with simple chores when the opportunity presents itself, such as cleaning up spills or putting away their clothes and toys. This video explored the definition of social development and looked at healthy examples of what this looks like at various stages. We hope this video was helpful and can help you along your journey to becoming new parents. If you want to know more, there are some resources linked in the description below. Good luck!
Now coming to social development. What is social development is? Social development means the acquisition of the ability to behave accordingly in social expectations. Here the process in socialization are learning to behave in social approval way, playing approved social roles, developmental of social attitudes. Characteristics if you see in social development is ego will be there, gradually feeling I-ness, change in pattern of play, gradual development is seen. There will be more socializing, and at infancy the child is more completely egocentric and selfish. Beginning of social behavior, if you see, means during the first month or two of life, they merely respond to stimuli in their environment regardless of whether the stimuli come from people or object. Distinguish clearly between people voice and other noises. The early childhood, that is 2 to 6 years, they get along with people outside the home, especially children of their own age, adapt themselves to others and how to cooperate in the play activity. This is known as pre-age gang. Social development in early childhood. Relations with adults and relations with other children are seen. The features of social development during childhood are, they have some period of social awareness, seeks independency from their parents and elders. They become active member of peer group and replace family group. segregation among boys and girls of their age, clash with interest values of teachers, parents to maintain the interest of peer group. This is known as gangage. Social development seen during adolescence are changes in social behavior, more friendship with their friends, social interest, parties, celebration, conversation of problems. Schools and social development, they organize social functions, arrange excursion trips, games, debates, seminars. Teachers should arrange the socialization environment for those students. The factors which affect the social development are related with personal factors, body structure and health, intelligence, emotional development, maybe environmental factors, family atmosphere, school and its atmosphere, peer group relationship, community, religious institutions, informations and entertainment agencies. So as a teacher, what is your role if you see means a teacher should organize social functions in which students may come closer to each other. And teachers can organize games, debates, seminars. And not only that, community activity can be done. Teachers can strengthen social skills in classroom interactions. Teacher must ensure safe and healthy social environment in which children may imbibe values of honesty and equality.
Thank you, viewers. Thank you for watching, and we will meet in the next module.